What's up, what's up? It's Saucy Rossy, the Canadian king of backyard barbecue, and today I am cooking this delicious barbecue beer can chicken. Holy cow, this recipe is simple and delicious, so come on along for the ride. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'll walk you through all the steps. Start off, grab whatever barbecue dry rub you like. I'm using Saucy Chicken by Royal Nova Company. Now, I always make sure to apply it under the skin and over the skin. It's really important here that we cover everywhere. And then we're also going to make sure we get a bunch of that seasoning inside the chicken as well. Spread it around. Make sure you get it in there good. We really want to add a lot of seasoning to this chicken. We want to fully coat all the sides, be generous, and make sure you're petting it in as well. Lift up those wings. Like I said, we're getting absolutely every part of the chicken. And you should usually put some parchment paper or something like that down so that, if anything spills over, that you can collect it up and put it back onto the chicken. Anyway, like I said, make sure you season it properly and go thoroughly. That's really important here, okay? Next, we're going to go out to the Napoleon charcoal grill. And as you can see here, I have my beer can by Cold Stream Clear. It's a Nova Scotian light beer, and it's absolutely delicious. And I thought this would be the perfect way to set this chicken up. So I put 2 charcoal baskets on either side of the kettle grill and just balanced that chicken right on top. Now, looking back at this, I probably should have put a meat hook or something to get the chicken off of the barbecue easier. That would have been smart of me, but don't worry about it. I still got it off, saved the day, and wowee, after just 10, 15, 20 minutes, it's coming along beautifully. This is crisping up. It's just starting to cook. It's smelling absolutely delicious, and boy oh boy, you can see there's a little bit of steam coming up through the top of the chicken, and that's just because that beer inside is releasing all that moisture up throughout it. So I am so excited about this. It's going to be perfect. Now, as this cooks along, we're looking for that internal temperature of 165 degrees. But depending on how you like your barbecue chicken, if you really want it fall off the bone, you can go up to 180 if you want. You have to be careful though. You are possibly using a charcoal grill like me, and you can easily kind of over crisp up the skin, kind of char it up a bit too much. So be careful about that. But what you're going to do once it's about, 140 or so, you're going to drizzle on a bunch of barbecue sauce. And as you can see here, I just went from the top down. Now I'm using sweet with a little heat barbecue sauce by the Royal Nova Company as well. And this stuff was fantastic. It's so good on chicken. I really enjoy it. It's sweet and sticky, but like it says, it has that little bit of heat. Just amazing with barbecue. Check it out. So I pulled this off, sliced it up using my knife by the rock, and boy oh boy, this was just immaculate. Perfect amount of char, sticky, icky, ooey gooey chicken. Barbecue chicken is the savior of all foods. I don't really know what to say. Anyone that thinks otherwise they're crazy. Barbecue chicken is my favorite thing. I don't know. I was going to say it's as good as brisket. Yeah, you know what? I will. Yeah, barbecue chicken can be as good as brisket. If it's sauced up perfectly, it's got that nice crispy skin, charred correctly too. Oh yeah, it's absolutely amazing. Don't take that the wrong way. Brisket is delicious as well. It's beautiful, incredible. But when you have just a nice, juicy, well-seasoned chicken breast or leg, that stuff's just the best, guys. I don't know what to say. I just absolutely love it. I don't know. You tell me in the comments below if you agree or not, I guess. Maybe I'm just a crazy person, but what can I say? Look at that chicken there. It's just so juicy. That's such a great thing about using the beer can with a chicken. Just 10 out of 10 for being juicy. You don't have to worry about that at all. I mean, you guys saw how close that chicken was to the charcoals. It's pretty impressive. Well, anyway, this is how I plated it up. You guys know me, pretty basic. Served it up with some corn and some mashed potatoes, because that's just what I do, right? Ugh, mashed potatoes and corn are amazing with barbecue. Whew, the perfect sides. But yeah, check this out. Make sure you like and subscribe if you like this recipe. If you want to learn more about barbecue, spring is coming up, summer's coming up. I'm here to show you all the right recipes to impress your family and friends. So take care and stay safe.
What up, what up? It's Saucy Rossy, the Canadian king of backyard barbecue. Check these out. Vindaloo Burgers wrapped in caul fat. I mean, I saw these at my local butcher, Vessel Meats, located here in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. Like the second I saw them, they were just so unique, eye-catching, and just honestly gorgeous that I knew I had to cook these, like for real. Check this out. So what we're looking at here is lean beef marinated for 24 hours using a house-made Vindaloo sauce made by Vessel Meats, just like I said. Then they wrapped it in caul fat. So caul fat is used like a sausage casing here, and they're just wrapping it up, making the burger patty. You know, the caul fat is used almost like a sausage casing, but you need to be really, really delicate with it. It's not recommended that you use a grill, but I don't know. This is my life and barbecue for life, right? So I grilled it, but I made sure to be really careful, like hardly closing the lid for long periods of time. I didn't want my cast iron to destroy the casing. I flipped these regularly, just paid attention to them, right? But man, oh man, this was such a cool and unique experience. Now, if you like cool and unique barbecue, make sure you like and subscribe. I'm always dropping little videos like this all the time, trying to show you guys cool new things. You know, summer's coming, so strongly recommend you like and subscribe. But back to the burgers right quick. Check these out as I'm cooking them. Like, I'm getting those delicious grill marks on there, but as you can see, I'm being super cautious. Now, my target here is 120 internal. Usually when, you know, you're barbecuing, you finish, you know, cooking something, it still rises in temperature. So my thought is if I take it off at about 120, it will probably cook itself to about 125, 130, which is going to be absolutely delicious. So here I am on my Napoleon charcoal grill. I am using lumped charcoal. I'm making sure to, you know, cook these right over top of the lumped charcoal. But once I've got a nice little sear on the outside, I'm going to move them off direct heat. And that, again, is just to be a little more careful with these. They're delicate as can be. So just making sure I don't keep them over direct heat the entire time. But as you can see here, they're at the center of the grill. So it's almost as if it is still on direct heat. And this is the final product, everyone. Check it out. These Vindaloo burgers wrapped in caul fat were so flavorful and delicious. If you're wondering why you're not seeing a burger, I wanted to experience this straight up. I just ate these as is. Man, oh man, they were delicious, and I can't wait to try them again. So if you think this was cool, if you like this video, make sure you like and subscribe. I hope you like this. Take care, stay safe, and if you get a chance to go by Vessel Meats and try Vindaloo burgers wrapped in caul fat, do it. You're going to absolutely love it.
Ah, yes, delicious barbecue pulled pork. What's up? What's up? It's Saucy Rossy, the Canadian king of backyard barbecue. And today I wanted to give you guys a really simple tutorial on how to smoke pulled pork. Now, I've shown you guys a number of ways to cook pulled pork, but I've never really just broken it down into the basics. So make sure you like and subscribe, join my ever-growing community of home cooks, and let me walk you through step by step. Beginning off, get yourself a dry rub. Today I'm using Kansas City Dry Rub by Smokin' John's Barbecue. Now, you're going to make sure your piece of pork is completely dried off before adding on your dry rub. Now, if you want to use a binder, that's perfectly fine. But still, make sure you dry off the piece of pork with paper towel to begin. It will make a huge difference, allowing that dry rub to adhere much better. And if you're going to use a binder, you'll notice I'm not, but you totally can. You just want to make sure you fully coat it with a light coating. Don't go overboard. Now, for a binder, you can use mustard or hot sauce, but that's up to you. Now, let's get back to the basics. Check out this dry rub, Smokin' John's Kansas City Dry Rub, thoroughly applied to all sides. And when I say all sides, I literally mean the sides. It's really important to properly season your pork when you're doing pulled pork because basically you want as much surface area covered properly with that delicious dry rub of choice. And again, I'm using a Kansas City dry rub today. I think Kansas City dry rubs are just fantastic. And again, just make sure you take the time and spend the energy to get all those sides properly coated. And when you're actually putting on the dry rub, make sure you don't actually rub the meat. That's really important. And it's one thing a lot of people get wrong. You just want to pet things in. Now today, I'm going to run my offset smoker low and slow around 225. And I'm going to let this pork shoulder sit there for about 8 hours. And I'm going to spritz it regularly with apple cider vinegar. There's nothing complicated here. Just every 30 minutes or hour or so, we're going to go lift that lid, give it a quick spritz. Now, you need to understand, when you lift the lid in a smoker, you are letting out a lot of heat. So you need to make sure you're not basically doing what I'm doing right now and leaving the lid open for long periods of time. Where the fire is low and slow, that heat doesn't come in at full force. It's slowly cooking this piece of pork. It's slowly rendering down the fat inside of this cut of meat. That's what we're doing here. So make sure you keep that lid closed, but spritz regularly. So again, I was doing this every hour or so, and as you could see, over time that bark started to build and I was getting that delicious red barbecue hue that if you're already part of my channel, I love red hue barbecue. Oh, this looks absolutely gorgeous. And I can't emphasize this enough, guys. Cooking a pork shoulder for pulled pork is one of the most straightforward cooks you can do on a barbecue. There's really nothing to it at all. And come on, just look at this. After about 6 or 7 hours, we're really getting a delicious bark built on there. Now, after 8 hours, once I have a really good bark built on here, remember, regularly spritzing, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it in tin foil. And this is heavy duty tin foil, and I'll actually do more than one layer. Then I'll rest it in the oven or on the smoker at 275. Now, pork shoulders can take a lot of heat, so don't be afraid if the heat actually goes up to 325, but the lower and slower you go, the better your results. And look at this. That pork shoulder came out beautifully, rendered out all that juice. Look at all of it in there. Now, depending on how much juice you have, it's not always the best idea to just rip the pork up directly into the juice because honestly, sometimes it can become a sloppy mess depending on how much fat is in the pork shoulder you did. But I was able to tell, due to my experience, because I am the Canadian king of backyard barbecue, that this was going to be okay. So I went ahead and grabbed Smokin' John's Kansas City barbecue sauce to go match perfectly with that dry rub. And I'm adding it in little by little here. It's really important you don't just go kind of all out at once. And remember, you're allowed to add more sauce, so get it to the level you want. In barbecue, there are no real rules other than make sure you're really enjoying yourself. So I went ahead and added the entire bottle, as you can see here, because this Kansas City sauce by Smokin' John is delicious. I really enjoy this flavor. And it was the perfect amount, honestly, for this pork shoulder. It added in that tang, that delicious barbecue sauce taste. Ooh, it was perfect, but it didn't overpower the smoky pulled pork. It just paired perfectly. You guys know what I always say, barbecue bliss, baby. Anyway, that's all you need to do when you're shredding up pulled pork. The entire cook is just this, low and slow, patience is key, and just cook it and wrap it in that tin foil and let it sit there and just rest in the oven at 275 to 325, whatever you need to do. Thanks again for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, take care, and have a wonderful day, you all-star.
What's up? What's up? It's Saucy Rossy, the Canadian king of backyard barbecue, and I made these delicious smoked salmon cream cheese bagels. Oh my goodness. Make sure you like and subscribe. Join my community of growing home cooks, come along for the ride. I'll talk you through this entire recipe. It's so simple and easy to do at home. So starting off, I just got these tiny pieces of salmon. It came to like $3 or $4. Like they were super cheap at the grocery store. And I said to myself, why not? So I brought them home and I took some seafood seasoning from Island Girl Foods and a Spice Affair and simply coating them before putting them on my smoker. Now, I made sure to get both sides nice and coated here. As you can see, I'm tossing it around. Then I'm just simply throwing them on the smoker. Now, seafood is delicate, so on your smoker, you want to make sure you're only setting it to like 225, 250. And then basically, we want to go on there and run it for about 30 minutes to 45 minutes. These are very small pieces of fish though, so I actually only did these for about 20 minutes total. And as you can see here, I just showed those ingredients. That was the seasoning I used, as well as Halifax Hot Honey Stingin' Hot Lava Edition. Oh my gosh, this is so perfect for fish. Absolutely delicious. Just look at this glazed salmon. It's glistening. It looks beautiful. So I just take this along with just a little bit of cream cheese, start mixing it up in the bowl, throw in the 2 pieces of fish, and then seriously, just like take your fork and mash this all together. Just jangle it all in there. Give it a really good mix. Like this is actually the entire recipe. It's so simple. That seafood just falls apart. That salmon, oh, absolutely delicious. And man, oh man, like the way it just flakes into that cream cheese is just so good. So like I was saying, Halifax honey, stinging hotter honey, red lava edition. This stuff is banging, like for real. So I thought I'd add it in just to get that extra kick of heat, right? I know a lot of people like sriracha and whatnot, like with their breakfasts. By the way, I'm eating this for breakfast, as you can see here. And oh my gosh, doesn't that look gorgeous and like immaculate? Oh man, like for real. That looks delicious. Like I was saying, for breakfast, a lot of people like to add little like hot sauces or heat. Well, personally, I love honey, and hot honey is just a 10 out of 10. And by adding it in here, we get that extra little kick, that heat. Oh, it's just delicious. Oh boy. So I took some bagels, toasted them. Nothing special here, guys. Really basic. And then take your spread, that cream cheese smoked salmon spread, and we're just going to make sure to evenly distribute it all over the bagel. Holy cow. Now, just trying to be a little creative here, top it off with some green onion. This is just delicious. And a nice little way to kind of make it look a little more presentable. So check this out. Don't these look absolutely insane and fantastic? Oh, they had that smoked salmon flavor, and it was just packed with deliciousness in every single bite. Seriously, if you follow my channel and have ever tried any of my recipes, well, first off, let me know in the comments below or tag me on any social medias. I would love that. But like for real, this took less than like 30 minutes to smoke, and this is what I ended up with. It was insane. Like, oh boy, I got to do more seafood for real. But thanks again for watching. Really appreciate it. It means a lot. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'm always trying to get more home cooks to join my community. So thanks again. Take care, stay safe, and make sure you go outside and barbecue a bit. You're going to absolutely love that.
What's up? It's Saucy Rossy, the Canadian king of backyard barbecue. And today I cooked some delicious chicken wings. I mean, just look at these. Holy cow. I used my Napoleon charcoal grill along with some Kendrick all-purpose dry rub and Blues Hog Championship Blend barbecue sauce. Let me walk you through the entire process. This one was super fun. Make sure you like and subscribe. Join my ever-growing community of home cooks and come along for the fun. So starting off, I just grabbed some plain chicken wings from my local grocery store, petted them dry, and then I used Kendrick Barbecue all-purpose dry rub. And it's really important before you put this dry rub on that you make sure you fully dry off those chicken wings. If you really have the chance, put them on a wire rack
in your refrigerator overnight. That will get you the absolute best results here. Now, as you can see, I am liberally coating these. I want them to be fully covered, and I'm doing it in a few batches. That's really important here. I always try and get a good layer on top and then go into with my hands to give them a good mixing. Then another layer, another mixing, and so on and so forth, until I think I've got them coated the way I want. Now, if you want, you could go on with a binder as well, but personally, I don't think that's necessary here. I do know some people use olive oil, they also use mustard or hot sauce, but personally with chicken wings, I think the dry rub is gonna be good enough. So like I said, give it a good coating, mix it up, then you want it to look like this. Well seasoned, and then we're going to go ahead and throw this on our Napoleon charcoal grill. So let's go get that fired up. Now, as you can see here, I've got my chicken wings distributed all around the outside perimeter of my charcoal grill, and I have a nice little piece of oak wood on there. It's gonna just sit over top of those coals and impart that perfectly smoky flavor. Oh, smoked chicken wings are one of my favorite. They're absolutely delicious. Now, it's really important when you are cooking like this that you control the temperature properly. Dry rubs can totally burn. As you can see here, I'm really happy with the outcome. These dry rubs are getting that red barbecue hue you know I love. And as I continue to cook them, I'm just paying attention to them regularly. Every 10 minutes or so, just checking in, making sure we're not getting too much crispiness, making sure it's not starting to burn. And as you can see, I've got all my charcoals piled directly in the center of the grill. What that does is it causes there to be like a centrifugal rotation of the hot air inside the charcoal grill, basically working just like your convection oven would or an air fryer. For simplicity's sake, they all kind of work on the same cooking method. And as you can see here, holy cow, these look perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and pull them off of my Napoleon charcoal grill, and let's go get some barbecue sauce for these. But before I get barbecue sauce, let's just take a moment and just, holy cow, don't these look incredible? I am very happy with the outcome here. These are just cooked and with that little bit of smoke flavor on there, but still, that little bit of char as well, like actually perfect. It's exactly what I want in my chicken wings. And using my Napoleon charcoal grill, oh man, you know me if you watch my channel. That thing is old faithful. That thing and me go way back. So like I said earlier, I use Blues Hog Championship Blend barbecue sauce. This stuff is just perfect on chicken. I really, really enjoy it. What's important here is you give it a good mixing. Now, I like to just toss it in a metal bowl like this, really shake it around, allow that sauce to fully coat these. And honestly, depending on how much you like barbecue sauce, I mean, I am Saucy Rossy, continue to throw on that barbecue sauce until you've reached your heart's desire. That's what's really important. Cooking the way you like to eat. When you go online and you look up recipe videos, it's really important that you just take a step back and recognize if you think that would be good or not. You know, just because I cook something some way doesn't mean you 100% should. I'm just trying to, show you tips and tricks to make you a better cook at home. So if you haven't liked and subscribed yet, make sure you do. But as you can see here, I have smoked these perfectly on my charcoal grill. Holy cow, they've just come out as a 10 out of 10. Now, if you're wondering, I plated these up with a delicious homemade broccoli salad that my wife made. It was a delicious dinner, and that's what I really enjoy about barbecue. The outcome, that delicious dinner that you can share with others. Man, oh man, I'm always pumped up when I get a chance to just feed other people and make people happy with good food, these chicken wings are totally worth it. So if you have yourself a kettle grill at home, I highly suggest you try this method out. oh man, it's so simple, and it comes out with like the best wings ever. You just need to make sure you're passing 165 internal. That is all you need to do. And if you want it to be a little more fall off the bone, all you have to do is let it cook a little bit longer. I know some people that bring it to 180 or 190 with chicken wings because they just want it to devour it and it just to fall apart for them. Now, me personally, I usually go closer to 165, but that all depends on, who you're feeding and what their preferences are. There's no wrong way to eat barbecue, people. Remember that. So again, here's that final plated product. Some chicken wings glazed to perfection. Holy cow. And a delicious salad, broccoli salad to go with it. Just incredible. This was a 10 out of 10. Really enjoyed this meal. So thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day. Take care, stay safe, and make sure you like and subscribe. Love ya.
What's up? What's up? It's Saucy Rossy, and today I'm making cottage pie, guys. Oh, buddy, this stuff is absolutely fantastic. Now, I'll be frank, I'm not too thrilled about how it looks at the end, and I'll tell you all about that once we get to the potato part of this, but let's start from the beginning. Like I always say, make sure you're liking and subscribing. I'm always dropping recipes and love adding new home cooks to my community. So make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe and join my communities. I grabbed Dark Side Blend from Vessel Meats here in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. So apparently Dark Side Blend, I'm pretty sure, is a mixture of lean beef and then some bacon. And it was absolutely delicious. Now, these are the ingredients I'm going in here as I fry up this beef. As you can see, it's garlic, red onion, some carrot, and celery. Now, I'm going to be throwing in that rosemary here shortly, so let's put that to the side. Let's start cooking this down. We want to, get those vegetables nice and cooked down. And basically, keep stirring for a little bit. After a little bit, we're going to throw in some frozen peas. Now, I really don't care what you want to put into your cottage pie or your shepherd's pie if you're using like a lamb or something. It's up to you. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with you just doing onion. I'm okay with you throwing in some carrots. I'm okay with you doing all this or throwing in even more. But what's important to me is you're enjoying what you're eating. So we're going to go in with 1 entire tablespoon of tomato puree. I know here you saw me put in 2 things, but it's just because it's a half tablespoon measurement. Now I'm going to grab 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. I'm actually using W sauce here. And we're going to put in 2 scoops of that. I shouldn't say scoops, tablespoons. Then I'm grabbing a red wine from Luckett Vineyards, Foam Box Red specifically. I'm going to make sure I spread that evenly. Give it a good mix. Now, we cook off the alcohol. That's important. So this is just going to take a couple minutes. Continue to stir. We want to move things around. Just cook it down and reduce. Once the alcohol has cooked off, we're going to add in that beef broth. We're going to spread that all around. Just like we did the alcohol, we're going to let this kind of cook down and thicken up. At this point, you're just going to get that absolutely delicious smell and aroma in your house. It's going to be incredible. And just check this out. Doesn't that look fantastic? Oh, buddy, it's thickened up. It looks incredible, and I can't wait to dive into this. But we do have a few more minutes, so we do need to be patient here. But you know what? While we are here, again, I will reiterate, make sure you're liking and subscribing. I'm always dropping delicious food. Now, let's grab some awesome potatoes. Throw them in, boil them, however you normally do it. But we're just basically mashing these. Now, I like extra creamy mashed potatoes, so I love ricing them down, whipping them up with some butter and a little bit of cream or milk. Check these out. Don't those look absolutely fantastic? So I'm going to go ahead. I have a bowl set to the side here. It's my floral pattern bowl. Hopefully you have a floral pattern bowl as well. Then we're going to grab our mixture and just kind of dump it in. That's real important here. Get everything into the bowl. You know what? If you have some grease in there and you want to drain it off, that's more than okay. If you want to include it as well, hell yeah. Welcome to Team Heartburn, baby. Anyway, we're going to put everything into this bowl. Get it all spread in there nicely. And we're just going to kind of evenly level it out. That's important here, okay? Then we're going to go in with those potatoes that we mashed earlier. Those creamy beige potatoes. Yum. Fantastic. Now get this evenly spread out, just like the beef. Now I'm going to put this in the oven at 425 and just let these potatoes cook. Now, this is where the problem comes in though, okay? As you can see here, I'm doing up some lines, but what I didn't properly do is seal off the edges. I just loosely pushed up the potatoes. So once I put it into cook, this is the result. And unfortunately, as you can see here, kind of leaked up all over. And I'm not going to lie, guys, it didn't get crispy like I wanted. I kind of panicked and decided just to serve myself up because it looked and smelled absolutely insane. And trust me, I wasn't wrong. This was absolutely delectable. I actually really hope you try this recipe at home. Super simple, super delicious. Oh, 10 out of 10, bud. Oh man, amazing. I loved this so much. So hope you try it out. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'm always dropping new recipes regularly, and if you think you have a good recipe I should try, please let me know in those comments below. And don't be afraid. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Take care and stay safe.
What's up? What's up? It's Saucy Rossy, the Canadian king of backyard barbecue, and I smoked this delicious ham, guys. Holy, I doused it in some hot honey. Check this out. Like, for real, I'm really excited about this cook. Make sure you stick around for the entire thing. I'm going to walk you through the entire process. You're going to be so into the final result. I can't wait to cook another ham after this one. This was a 10 out of 10. Remember to like and subscribe. Let's go through the entire thing. Starting off, I picked up this ham at Beck's Farm. This is a local farm in Nova Scotia. I always stop by their farmers market at the Seaport Farmers Market. Their stand there is excellent for produce. I highly suggest you check them out. I'm grabbing my knife. This knife is by The Rock. Heritage The Rock, to be specific. And I'm using it just kind of like cross hatch the ham. I'm slicing into it just to kind of let there'd be some penetration of both the seasoning and some smoke. Now, as you can see here, there is a large bone in this ham. That's something you need to pay attention to. If you buy a ham from your local grocery store, make sure you watch out for a little plastic cap on there as well. Now, I'm going on with mustard as a binder on this ham, and I'm going to give it a serious seasoning. But before we get that on there, we need to make sure the binder is coated all over. Now, you can use different types of binders with ham, but I think mustard goes the best. Now, today I'm using Honey Hog Barbecue by Meat Church, and I can't wait. I was suggested this by Matty McGrills. He is one of the main guys at Vintage Stove and Fireplace, located in Truro, Nova Scotia. So yeah, I highly suggest you check out Matty McGrills on Instagram. But for now, check this out here. This is just friggin' seasoned to perfection. Fully coated it in that honey hog. Then I threw it right onto the offset smoker. Now, we're using pork, so I decided to try some oak out with it. I thought that would be a good mixture, and I'm smoking it around 275. Nothing too crazy here. And I'm just letting it roll. Now, with pork, you always want to get it up past like 140, 145-ish. That's, the target zone. Some people like to bring it up to 160. Personally, I go to 145. And that's where I brought it with this ham. So I'm just monitoring it. You can see I have a meat thermometer stuck in at the very top of this ham. Actually, you can't really see it this exact moment. It should come into frame here in a split second. There it is. But yeah, like I said, I got a meat thermometer in there, and I'm just watching and just paying attention for the internal temperature to reach 145. Now, I recently upgraded my firebox. Check this out. I can now put like pots and stuff, cast iron pots right on top. So I filled this with stinging hot honey from the Halifax Honey Company. I threw in a little bit of brown sugar, some butter, and some garlic. And we're going to use this as a mop sauce for our ham. Now, frankly, you don't really mop with ham, but I got a mop and I wanted to try it out. So I drizzled this hot honey by the Halifax Honey Company, mixed with, like I said, garlic, butter, and brown sugar all over this ham. It was seriously coated. Now, this ham seems to have that little pocket there. Normally, you don't want pooling in barbecue, but pork skin is a little more intense. So for this, I just decided to let it kind of fly. As you can see here, I decided to go back actually with the mop, move it around, but you'll see here in a moment. It continues just to pool right there. But my goodness, doesn't that look delicious? It looks like a little like meat volcano with some hot honey just drizzling, pouring off everywhere. Frig, but oh man, this ham was incredible. I was so excited about this. See, I haven't smoked a ham before, so I was kind of worried about the results. But check this out. As it progresses, it's getting this wonderful hue on there. That hot honey is kind of like forming a coating. It's just becoming incredible, and it smells absolutely fantastic.
Like seriously, this was a 10 out of 10 for a cook. Super simple. It only took like 3 to 4 hours max, and we hit that 140 internal. Look at this. It's just glowing and glistening. I love that red hue with barbecue. It always looks so delicious. We got a nice bark on there. You can see the cross hatch on the skin. I didn't go too deep. Maybe I should have gone deeper. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. But I'm super psyched about this cook. Like overall, I think I did a good job. I'm really happy with, the way the skin came out. Basically everything. Ham isn't one of those extra fatty pieces of pork, but it does have the bone in there and it still has the skin. So there is lots of flavor, and you want to make sure you're really honing in on that cook and getting that perfect flavor out of that pork. I always think hot honey goes perfectly with pork. So the dressing on this, yeah, that was a 10 out of 10 for real. Now, look, I'm not sponsored by Halifax Hot Honey. Wish I was. Those guys are great over there. They're nothing but wonderful. But for real, their product is awesome with pork. So if you never had it, I do suggest you check them out. Halifax Honey Company. Holy cow. And let's slice into this. Like seriously, I'm actually almost drooling over here looking at this again. This dinner was so fantastic. Just look at that. Oh, holy cow, that looks delicious. Now let's slice this up into more manageable pieces, because I'm not going to dig into this large of of a piece of ham, but by golly, holy cow, slicing into this, I was just thrilled. Now that we have a holiday coming up, Easter's only like a week away or so, guys. So that's one of the reasons I want to drop this video. I can't wait to smoke another ham for the holidays, and I'm 100% using this method. It was so fragrant, juicy, delicious. Oh, tasty, yum. Man, this was awesome. But for real, this ham was absolutely delicious. Strongly suggest you try it out. Strongly suggest you like and subscribe, and strongly suggest you check out all the other videos on my channel. Take care, stay safe, and thanks again for watching. I appreciate it.
What's up? What's up? It's Saucy Rossy, the Canadian king of backyard barbecue, and I made delicious mango jerk turkey. Oh my gosh. Easter is coming up, and I'm just trying to explore new boundaries and figure out new ways to cook a turkey. So I cooked it on my Napoleon charcoal grill, and I cooked it with this mango jerk sauce by Island Girl Foods. And as you can see, it turned out amazing. So make sure you like and subscribe. I'm going to walk you through the entire process. Starting off, I cut my turkey into 2 halves. It's just generally easier to barbecue it this way, so I decided to go with that method. As you can see here, I'm applying some delicious barbecue seasoning by Island Girl Foods and a Spice Affair. And I have this giant tub of Island Girl Foods mango jerk sauce. Oh my goodness, I'm pretty excited about the amount of jerk sauce I have. I absolutely love jerk chicken, and I decided to try it on a bunch of other things like pork and, as you can see here, turkey. So I'm using my Drip Easy container. It's really, really awesome. It's like a cutting board that has a surrounding edge. So I can just kind of put the sauce in there, put the seasoning in there, get everything coated. As you did see earlier, I went under the skin with the seasoning. That's super important for turkey. Then with jerk chicken or turkey or really anything, you want it to just rest in this marinade. So I let this rest for about 3 to 4 hours, I think. Then I fired up my Napoleon charcoal grill. Now, I'm not going crazy high heat here. As you can see, I only have one little tiny charcoal basket over to the side. Then I'm using my cast iron grill grate, and that's just sitting up there on the top. And you can see there, I have a little bit of like some wood chips and stuff in there. It's kind of hard to see, but it's letting off that little amount of smoke. And what we're basically going to do here is we're just going to monitor this. We want to bring it up past 165 degrees internal. That's what's really important here. It's just like a chicken. Poultry just needs to get past that point. Nothing too crazy. It just takes time and patience, and that's what's really important here. And as you can see, each time I just kind of set it and let it go for a little bit, and I come back, it's tacking on just a little bit more. Now, depending on how you want to handle jerk chicken, you are supposed to keep it nice and moist, and it's starting to look like it's getting a little dry here. So the secret is all you have to do is apply a little bit more, because there's no problem with that. Now, you did see there I was using a meat thermometer just to monitor everything. So once I hit 165 internal, I pulled it off. Now, to cut it up, I'm just using my little paring knife by the rock. It's pretty easy. I can just get in here because this thing, honestly, for the most part, just pulls apart and falls apart. It's really straightforward. So, pulled it apart, cut it up as needed. And as you can see here, look at this delicious turkey drumstick. Holy cow. Oh, yeah, you can see the smoke in there, that smoke ring. It's perfect. This was so just moist and gooey. That sauce is just, I'll use the word lathered on. Oh, it's absolutely delicious. Now, again, lower and slower barbecue still requires patience, and I do recommend you get yourself a meat thermometer. It's pretty helpful for these kind of cooks, And let's slice into this. I was super worried here just because, I don't know, I was just a little concerned there might be pink in the middle, but no, just pink around the edge. I'm super psyched about that. If you're wondering, that's from the smoke ring. So every time you smoke something, that usually imparts a little red hue around the edge, and it kind of goes in just a little bit. So that's also adding here, because as you can see, the color of the turkey is white, but then it goes pink around the edge, and then the sauce is just slathered on top. Man, oh man, this stuff is absolutely delicious. I was super psyched about it. Now, my thought is I should explore more. What else can I put jerk sauce on? Because this turkey was incredible. Now, turkey is probably the closest thing to just chicken. So my next thought was some pulled pork. So you'll probably see a jerk pulled pork video here and sometime soon, maybe even ribs. If you have any recommendations, please let me know in the comments below. And again, if you haven't already done so, please make sure to like and subscribe. That really helps my channel. So yeah, I loved this meal. 10 out of 10. Highly recommend you try out some jerk mango turkey yourself. Because dude, check this. I really enjoy some simple barbecue that you can heat up, just rip apart with the leftovers, make some nachos, make some tacos, make a burrito. You can make poutine. What else? We can make a turkey sandwich. Oh yeah, this on some white bread with some mustard, tomato, and lettuce. That's all I need to be happy. I'm a pretty simple guy, delicious food. And that's basically it. I mean, this entire turkey leg, I actually brought it into my lunchroom at the office, and people were freaking out. And I was giving them little bites and stuff. Yeah, everyone was absolutely loving this one. Yeah, seriously, I can't wait to do this again. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to stuff a turkey with a chicken or something like that. Do a turducken or whatever they're called. Yeah, this was a super cool cook. So shout out Island Girl Foods and a Spice Affair for that delicious barbecue seasoning. Shout out Island Girl Foods for the delicious barbecue sauce. And yeah, thanks again for watching, everyone. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. Really appreciate every view. Take care, stay safe, and have a great day.
What's up? What's up? It's Saucy Rossy, the Canadian king of backyard barbecue, and I made some delicious potato nachos using some absolutely amazing pulled pork I pulled together on my new little Pit Boss smoker. So let me talk you through the entire process. These are definitely a 10 out of 10. Highly recommend you check out this recipe and do it for yourself. So, potato nachos, what are they? Well, they're just nachos using potatoes. Cut up a potato. We're going to bake the potato slices in the oven to your liking. Get them as crispy as you want. Then we're going to get all of our toppings prepared. Now, you need to start much earlier if you want to top your nachos with some pulled pork. So let's go back in history, 8 hours. Here I am with this little piece of a pork shoulder. It's looking absolutely fantastic. Holy. Now, I picked this up from Beck Farms here in Nova Scotia. Seasoned it with some Island Girl Foods and a Spice Affairs barbecue seasoning. This stuff is fantastic. And here it is, thrown on my new little Pit Boss grill. Shout out Kara from Scale and Taylor. If you're not already following Scale and Taylor, highly recommend you go check her out ASAP. She is constantly dropping unbelievable recipes, tips, and tricks for your barbecue. Holy cow, just trust me, go give her a follow. She is awesome. Now, I am going to smoke this on the Pit Boss grill here for about 8 hours, or really until that bark forms properly, and I hit about 203 internal. We're going low and slow here. Actually, it's a little bit higher than low and slow. I'm running this at 300 degrees, and I'm using specifically Traeger special edition pellets. Now, these are hickory, cherry, and I believe maplewood. Now, that three combinations right there, all of those pair perfectly with pork. So these are just going to impart that perfect smoky flavor on there. Really excited about it. And man, this Pit Boss grill, seriously, it's just running tried and true. There are no mistakes here. Like, I'm just setting it and forgetting it. I'm walking away. It's like an easy bake oven. I know some people get offended when people talk about pellet grills like that, but this is literally an easy bake oven. It was so simple. I didn't do anything. I spritzed it like 2 or 3 times throughout the entire time it was on the barbecue. Like, absolutely so simple. And this is the product it produced. Like, look at that pork just squeezing apart. So easy, man. Check out that little smoke ring imparted on there. Like, if you didn't know how smoking works, you want that pink layer right around the outside. That's that smoky flavor added into the meat perfectly. And as you can see here, this just shredded up into oblivion. Oh, perfect. Exactly what I want. So I go ahead and I grab some mango jerk sauce by Island Girl Foods. And I'm going to make sure to properly spread this all over this pulled pork. Give it a good wang jangle. Mix it all together. We want to make sure to fully coat that pulled pork. If you're wondering what it should look like, don't get it too saucy, because you want to be able to add more sauce with whatever you're going to prep this with, right? So I went ahead, like I said, and made some potato nachos. It's such a similar process to regular nachos. You're just switching out the chips for potato slices. So easy. Oh man. So here it is, dressed with some cherry tomatoes diced up, some white onion diced up. I put some chili lime fresca sauce on there. Then I hit it with some delicious sour cream on top. Oh, these were so delicious. Like, for real. Me and my wife devoured this. It was such a wonderful way to use up that pulled pork. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Make sure you like and subscribe. My name's Saucy Rossy, and I'm here to help you with anything barbecue related. For real, I hope you've joined my group of home cooks. Man, oh man, we are just working together here. Barbecue for life.
What's up? What's up? It's your boy Saucy Rossy, the Canadian king of backyard barbecue, and I made delicious smoked beef ribs with beans and candied jalapeños. This was one of the easiest recipes I've put together recently. I saw TFTI Barbecue do something like this, and I just knew I had to try it myself. So make sure you like and subscribe. Hit those buttons ASAP. Come along for the ride. I'm going to show you this entire recipe. Let's just talk about it. I always start off with a delicious cut of meat. Like, seriously, look at the marbling on these 2 beef ribs. Doesn't that look intense? So I picked up this at Vessel Meats here in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. Now, reflecting back on this, you can actually see there's quite the fat cap that runs through the center of this along the top to separate that small thin layer of meat. I probably should have trimmed that down, but we can talk about that in a little bit. I'll show you a little bit more on that. But to start off, I grabbed some Baron Burton's W sauce and I coated every single side. That's really important here. I'm using this as a binder. And if you don't really know what a binder is, basically you use it to stick on your dry rub a little bit better by making the meat a little bit wet and giving it something that the actual dry rub will tack onto. When you then smoke it, it kind of like evaporates off, but leaves the dry rub there. So today I'm using Perpetual Beef by Rolling Bones Barbecue. Personally, I think this is, like, honestly, one of the best barbecue dry rubs I have ever used for building a delicious bark. Now, I'm from Atlantic Canada, and the flavor profile on this specific seasoning, I actually think is Cajun. I'm not 100% certain, but what I can tell you is it's absolutely delicious and incredible. So super stoked about it. And hell yeah, if you've never tried Perpetual Beef, like, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. This stuff is incredible. Now, with beef ribs, you do not need to remove the membrane on the very bottom. You can score them, but where I have such a small set of ribs, there's only 2, I just left it as is. Now, today I'm using my Pit Boss tabletop smoker. I believe the model number is 150 PPS. This is a new smoker that I got to myself. I won it in a contest on Instagram, and like it's been friggin' awesome. So this specific cook, I went 9 hours at 250, and man, oh man, it was just immaculate. So the pellets that I used, I believe, were a mixture of maple, hickory, and cherry wood, all together into one little like pellet blend. And man, running this little Pit Boss grill was so simple. I mean, you just plug it in and you set the digital thermometer to whatever you want it to be. I just checked these regularly and was spritzing them with some apple cider vinegar every time it kind of looked like it might have been drying out. Now, as you can see there, as these are starting to cook, we're getting some bone pull here. It's actually looking fantastic. But the thing I really want to point out right now is that fat cap that I mentioned earlier. You can kind of see it there. Well, you can see it. It's like that line right there, and it runs through the entire thing. And the problem here is that I didn't render this long enough. I should have probably gone 11 to 12 hours. You'll see here when I actually cut into this, I didn't render all the fat. So what we end up with is like 2 pieces of beef ribs that are floating above in this gelatinous kind of, fatty, gooey mess. Like, it's delicious, but it's not the most appealing, and I ended up having to trim it off. I'll show that here shortly. But as we're going along here, I'm just regularly checking it. If it's looking too dry, I'm giving it a little bit of a spritz, nothing crazy, and I'm just letting that smoke run over it at 250. Again, low and slow. Patience is key here, everyone. Now, as we continue to cook along, you are going to notice that bone pull and the bark. With the bark, pay attention. If it starts getting really dark and you don't have a heavy peppercorn blend, then you definitely want to be careful, because that means you're kind of burning those spices. As you can see here, though, this is just getting to where I think it's ready to maybe add in some tallow. So what I ended up doing was adding in a little bit of tallow, and then just kind of melting it down, and then gave it a little pour over top. I can't emphasize this enough. It wasn't too much tallow, but this is what it looked like afterwards. Like after about 9 hours, this was fantastic. As you can see here, I have just a little bit left, so I poured that on top too. Nothing too crazy. Just adding in those juices, right? Because if you got the juices, you definitely want to use them. That's for sure. Really psyched about this bone pull as well. That turned out great. And man, oh man, does this ever smell and look delicious. So I'm going to go ahead and slice on into this. I'm using a serrated knife. That's what you should always use. And look at that. It's just cooked perfectly. And as you can see there, though, at the top, all that gelatinous fat that was there. There's that fat cap. Like I said, I should have rendered this down a little bit longer, like another 2 or 3 more hours. I'm not too worried about it, right? All I did was I took my knife and kind of sliced through that gooey, fatty, gelatinous part. And I actually just nibbled on it because it was absolutely fantastic. But this is what I was basically left with, right? Like, talk to me about it. That beef rib looks absolutely delicious. But I really, really, really wanted to get manly about this. And like I said, I saw TFTI just put out this bowl of beans and beef ribs, and I just laughed to myself because I was like, that is the definition of delicious barbecue. I gotta give this a go. So that's exactly what I did. I went and found myself in the cupboard some delicious maple beans, because I'm Canadian. Of course I got some maple flavored beans in the cupboard, and we ended up cooking it and throwing it in with some candied jalapenos. I'll show all this here in just a split second, but while I'm talking about this, I should really shut up and just talk about how unbelievable this beef rib looks. Doesn't that look so ooey gooey and juicy? Doesn't that just look delicious? Like, man, oh man, both of these ribs. Check out that bark. Like, heck yeah, so juicy. That beef was so tender and delicious. Oh man, I really, really enjoyed these beef ribs. It's too bad that I left that fat cap on there. Should have trimmed it down, but hey, you live and you learn.
So let's get back to that bowl of beans. I grabbed Tyler's Hot Stuff Candy Hot Mix. It's delicious candied jalapenos and other peppers. This stuff is really friggin' good. If you're ever at the Seaport Farmers Market in Halifax, look out for Tyler's Hot Stuff. Oh man, oh man. So I just went in with a couple of these candied jalapenos. Basically putting just a couple across the bottom, nothing too crazy, but I wanted to bring a little bit of heat into these beans. Like that maple flavor is so smooth and gentle by adding in these candied jalapenos. Candied jalapenos are not as hot as like just straight jalapenos. That sugary texture mixture kind of brings it down a little bit. So by adding in these, it still gets some kick. Add in a little bit of sweetness, but I thought I'd add in just a little bit of this, some of the candied pepper juice, man, oh man. And then boom, throw in that beef rib. Like, hell yeah, this is going to be incredible. Now, trust me, guys, if you want to get better on your barbecue this year, you need to like and subscribe. Join my channel. I'm always dropping these unbelievably delicious barbecue recipes. I know I'm tooting my own horn here, but like, guys, look at this beef rib. Doesn't it look friggin' delicious? And beans and candied jalapenos. Like, who's lining you up for some of the best farts of your life? For real. Like, I know I don't normally show it. But guys, I had to kind of show this. These beef ribs were perfect to bite into. Oh man, with that ooey gooey maple bean right on there, the sauce along with the bark. I'm not gonna lie, guys, at this point I just got ravenous and just disgusting with it. I went all in, taking multiple bites here, just really ravenously enjoying myself. Like, for real. These were fall off the bone, tender, delicious, ooey gooey, wonderful, man. Like, I really wish, check it, boom, just fell right off the bone there. Holy cow. For real, this was unbelievable. So thanks for watching. Take care. Stay safe. And do yourself a favor. Make sure you like and subscribe. Like I said, you're going to love all the recipe videos. Go check my channel out. I'm dropping them all the time. Thanks again. Appreciate you watching. Chat soon.